Man, so let me get this straight. So, TIm Walz, you gonna be borderline in tears sitting here talking about how like Minnesotans gotta go and fight and lay their lives on the line. Like, where the fuck are you? You might as well be doing something instead of sitting with your fucking fancy ass mansion and shit and letting people call you the R word and shit all day driving by. But all I gotta say is, bruh, there's literal Christian nationalist podcast hosts calling for your hanging.
We've got a country to save. No more playing games. No, arrest TIm Walz, bring him to D.C., try him, and hang him. Honor Christ. Save the country. This is what we got to do.
And you're sitting here telling people to just sit and wait for the ballot box or some shit, bruh. Like, they literally talking about hanging your ass. And you're out here saying like, oh, we gotta take the higher ground. Y'all better get out there and get your asses beat. And we gonna be watching from the safety of our own homes. Man, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, man. What the fuck? This sad ass administration of Democrats, bruh. Y'all niggas make me fucking sick. This shit is crazy, bruh. This shit is completely insane. Y'all do not see how stupid this really is, because they could easily be calling the National Guard or at least instructing police to help the protesters. Man, I'm going to keep it a buck. These politicians, specifically the Democrats in Minnesota, on the state level and the local level, do not give a fuck about y'all, man. They do not give a shit. They are telling y'all to leave. They are telling y'all not to protest. They're waving the white flag. They're letting the boot trample them. They're saying, man, get out of here. Don't get shot. They are leaving y'all for the fucking sharks. They do not give a fuck, man. And we're going to get into that shit right now. It's episode 3 of Crash Out Economics. You already know, man, what's going on. We got the orange tie because my alma mater, University of Miami, is in the college football championships against Indiana. So we got to represent. That's why we got the orange and green on today. But we got some very important shit to talk about today, man. And it is about the whole thing going on with Minnesota. We're going to talk about everything that's going on with Minnesota and the Democrats' response, which has been milquetoast at best. It has been actually worse than that. It's almost cup chair worthy how sad these motherfuckers are, bro. It's honestly sad as fuck, but totally expectable of the Democratic Party that literally proves time and time again why no one fucks with them. Their base doesn't fuck with them. The Republican voters that they seem to be courting don't fuck with them. People just do not fuck with them, man. They be going against the grain of what their own base be doing. And on top of that, we got to talk about the Proud Boys being in ICE. I mean, everyone already knew this already, but it's pretty much been documented now, with former Proud Boy leader actually being seen in records as a member of ICE, man. We're going to get into this shit right now. But before we do, gang, I'm going to need you to do something for me, man. Like, comment, subscribe. We try to get this shit. We're on the motherfucking road to 500 subscribers, because it's all me right now, man. And I'm giving y'all this news. We're going to be posting daily till we get 500 subscribers. I don't give a fuck. We're on the real road to monetization, man. I've already started the YouTube channel before, and I know what it takes, so we're going to run this shit up. Man, tap the fuck in. Let's go. So, if you pretty much just, like, woke up out of a coma or some shit, or, like, you just literally don't trust the news, or if you don't watch social media or nothing like that, there's complete madness going on in the city of Minneapolis. And it basically spread out to protests that are going on in a lot of major cities in America. And it pretty much all stems from a government-sanctioned extrajudicial killing by a rogue group of paramilitary, armed to the teeth, fucking state-sponsored Nazis that murked a middle-aged white woman. And it's almost like George Floyd 2.0, because this shit was caught on camera. It is absolutely obscene. This dude literally, you're not supposed to be trained to be jumping in front of cars, but they basically provoked these people that were following a group of ICE enforcement officers. And then this guy shot this lady in the face 3 times, and it was captured on camera. And everyone was pissed as fuck about that shit reasonably. And everyone was wondering, like, damn, this what black people be going through? Like, the fact that they did it to a white woman, man, that shit had people, like, angry as fuck. And I was literally talking to my brother about this today. He was literally saying, like, why did this get so much, like, traction on the internet compared to all the other people that ICE has been killing? Because if you didn't know, ISIS also killed someone in Chicago. They also killed a black guy in LA just a couple days ago. But I guess, well, the Chicago one was actually captured on camera, but it didn't cause major protests. It was just protests in Chicago. But the fact that this one was so gruesome, and then we saw footage after where the guy was like, fucking bitch. And then we found out after that the guy was like, you know, borderline had affinity for the Proud Boys and stuff like that. It had people pissed the fuck off, and it had people out here protesting. And ICE has pretty much been going crazy in Minneapolis. There's videos of them basically beating the shit out of U.S. citizens, doing warrantless, knocking on doors, trying to get people to show their papers and stuff like that. Really moving like slave catchers or Gestapo, whatever the fuck you want to call it, man. It's literally looking like a fucking banana republic out here. Way that this is being pictured on both sides is really interesting to me, and I feel like this is what we got to talk about in the video, because on the right, we have Republicans like Donald Trump, who at first didn't even see the video, but said that the lady was like some type of Antifa super soldier or some shit like that, when she was literally a white lady that had like a bunch of stuffy animals on her dashboard and had a wife. So obviously that had her looking like some type of like Antifa super soldier or something like that. And pretty much the whole Republican Party has been treating her like she's some type of like evil person or evil terrorist. I think they literally called her a domestic terrorist within an hour of her actually being shot. Then you got people on the left who have been protesting and getting their ass beat.
Tensions in the city rising, agents deploying tear gas into a crowd, demonstrators throwing snowballs, body slamming an ICE vehicle, a protester pinned to the ground while residents filmed and confronted agents. A woman pulled out of this vehicle while claiming she's disabled, and allegations that American citizens were detained while working at this Target store in Minnesota.
Getting threatened to get shot. ICE saying, y'all saw what we did to that last person and y'all out here really trying us like that. Y'all really, where are the people that are like the don't tread on me motherfuckers, bro? Like, where is the don't tread on me motherfuckers, bro? Because like, when there's actually a tyrannical government out here, there's people literally in the streets, literally asking people for papers, searching them up and down, literally without any real reason to do so, just because you look like you could be undocumented in their eyes, which, I mean, now that we know that they're basically neo-Nazis and Proud Boys and shit like that, it kind of makes sense that as long as you have a little bit of melanin in you, they're going to be like willing to search you and shit like that. It's honestly out of fucking control. But where are the don't tread on me motherfuckers, bro? They nowhere to be fucking seen, because they're all cucked the fuck out. It's so ironic, because those dudes be the dudes that should be, out here in arms. Well, in theory, for your protection against a tyrannical government. And all the don't tread on me cucks have done nothing about this shit. They're just disappeared like a magic trick. Or they're actually working for ICE, which is kind of ironic. They're literally not just licking the boot or letting the boot step on them. They're getting butt fucked by the boot. And it's kind of sad to see, you thought they would rise up. But fear not, because our fearless politicians of the Democratic Party in Minnesota have issued very strong condemning messages against ICE that will literally do nothing for the actual situation on the ground. That it just shows like how cowardly, how pathetic, how spineless the Democratic Party is. And then they wonder why they be fucking losing, bro. the thing is, these Republicans, it's such a dichotomy. Like, if you really think about it, because these Republicans, they literally have a militarized police force that is gunning people down in 4K and then having people justify it. And their cult members are parroting exactly what these politicians are saying on TV, and it's all good. Meanwhile, the Democrats on the other side are not even willing to actually do what needs to be done to protect the people that, would be, in theory, be voting for them. I mean, I guess TIm Walz doesn't give a fuck because he dropped out. But like, bro, this shit is crazy. Keep in mind, like, as the governor, you could be calling the National Guard. You could be telling the police not to be working with ICE. This isn't rocket science, but the police are obviously there helping ICE. They might not be like assisting in their operations, but they're not doing shit to protect the actual people. So these government officials, just keep in mind and remember this shit when you're voting for these motherfuckers, that they actually do not give a fuck. It is so kind of sad if you really think about it. Like, the Democratic Party, like, I mean, it's not really surprising, but they're just so performative. They're just there as like controlled opposition because they're just like, no, please don't do that. So we're going to get into a couple statements basically that some of them said. We're going to get into what TIm Walz said, where he basically was talking about like the protests and the whole shooting and stuff like that, and Jacob Fry, because they all pretty much had the same tune. First off, we gotta tap in with TIm Walz. Bro has lost all his aura since the 2024 election. Like, bro got these glasses on. They don't even look like they have glass inside them. Looks old as hell. Obviously, I mean, this isn't the most ideal situation, but bro, like, you're not really showing like a strong defense here right now. Like, you're looking like a sad puppy, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, come on, please, bro. If I'm a Minnesotian or Minnesotiite or whatever the fuck it's called, like, if this is my leader right now and this is how he's looking, like, imagine if your pilot is looking at you like this. Like, you really gonna be thinking we all gonna die, bro. But let's
justice to the level of chaos and disruption and trauma the federal government is raining down upon our communities. 2,000 to 3,000 armed agents of the federal government have been deployed to Minnesota. Armed, masked, undertrained ICE agents are going door to door, ordering people to point out where their neighbors of color live.
So, you're saying that basically Gestapo agents are being deployed in fucking Minnesota, in Minneapolis, your biggest city, looking for colored people like slave patrol, and you're just letting them know. Do you have any recommendations on what people should do? Like, is there anything that you're planning on doing? Or are you just looking at us sternly and like a puppy and trying to like make people feel better? Because people clearly see this with their own goddamn eyes. Like, I don't understand what the point of this statement is, but let's see.
They're pulling over people indiscriminately, including U.S. citizens, and demanding to see their papers. And at grocery stores, at bus stops, even at our schools, they're breaking.
At this point, bro, it's just like narrating like the ongoing injustices that's going on. Like, come
windows.
on. Where is the fight? Like, y'all don't feel me, bro? Like, Republican politicians, if Obama was doing this shit in West Virginia, you don't think they'd call the National Guard and have a constitutional crisis just cause? Instead, they're just sitting here not doing shit, bro. Like, come on. You sitting here right now, like, Trump doesn't respect this shit. He doesn't respect this cuck-ass shit. You think he really gives a fuck about you sitting here warning the people of Minnesota that are out here fearlessly protesting these fucking Gestapo fucking cuck-ass Nazis are actually outside with it, bro? And you in your fucking governor's mansion with this like turtle shell background, literally looking like a sad puppy at the goddamn pound, not doing shit about it.
Dragging pregnant women down the street, just plain grabbing Minnesotans and shoving them into unmarked vans, kidnapping innocent people with no warning and no due process.
Bro was literally just narrating this shit like a Charles Dickens novel. Like, please at some point talk about like what your actual plan of action is.
Let's be very, very clear. This long ago stopped being a matter of immigration enforcement. Instead, it's a campaign of organized brutality against the people of Minnesota.
Keep in mind that a dude dressed up as a police officer also murdered two people, one of them being a Democratic representative for the state of Minnesota. So it's like, bruh, the people of Minnesota are going through some crazy shit right now, and you're not even really having their back like that. Like, call the National Guard, stop being on the fucking cuck chair, and actually do some shit about this. It seems so simple, because if it were the other way around, these Republicans have an armed military force and they do not give a fuck about what they're doing. So obviously you gotta move like how they're moving.
By our own federal government. Last week, that campaign claimed the life of Renee Nicole Good. We've all watched the video. We've all seen what happened. And yet, instead of conducting an impartial investigation so we can hold accountable the officer responsible for Renee's death, the Trump administration is devoting the full power of the federal government to finding an excuse to attack the victim and her family. Just yesterday, 6 federal prosecutors, including the longtime career prosecutor leading the charge to investigate and eliminate fraud in our state's programs, quit their jobs rather than go along with this assault on the United States Constitution.
So what exactly does that mean?
But as bad as it's been, Donald Trump intends for it to get worse. This week, he went online to promise that, quote, the day of retribution and reckoning is coming.
Yo, if the president is saying the day of retribution and reckoning is coming on some Papa John's pizza shit, and you're looking at me like this, like, I have no hope. Like, nigga, we cook, bro. We out here fried. This dude leaving you. He in his tortoise ass fucking background and shit, chilling. Obviously, he's losing some hair over this whole situation, but the fact that you haven't called the National Guard or anything about that, bro, like, man, you just letting people get in their ass beat on the street just for what?
That's a direct threat against the people of this state who dared to vote against him 3 times and who continue to stand up for freedom with courage and...
Why are we sitting here surprised about this? Like, I don't understand why we're literally sitting here surprised that this is the case. Like, gang, he's already been doing this. And he's doing this over some video that some mentally challenged random ass white kid came with no proof of fraud. And he's fucking people's lives up right now. And y'all just making these strongly stern statements, not doing a damn thing about this shit, bro.
Empathy and profound grace. All across Minnesota, people are stepping up to help their neighbors who are being unjustly and unlawfully targeted. They're distributing care packages and walking kids to school and raising their voices in peaceful protest, even though doing so has made many of our fellow Minnesotans targets for violent retribution. Folks, I know it's scary, and I know it's absurd that we all have to be defending
I know it's scary.
Law and order, justice, and humanity, while also caring for our families and trying to do our jobs. So tonight, let me say once again to Donald Trump and Kristi Noem, end this occupation. You've done enough. Let me say 4
That's it?
critical things to the people of Minnesota. 4 things I want you to hear as you watch the news and look out for your neighbors. First, Donald Trump wants this chaos. He wants confusion. And yes, he wants more violence on our streets. We cannot give him what he wants. We must protest loudly, urgently, but also peacefully. Indeed, as hard as we will fight in the courts and at the ballot box, we cannot and will not let violence prevail. Your anger...
Bro, how you say you're not gonna let violence prevail when someone already got shot in the face over this shit, bruh? Like,
I'm angry. Angry's not a strong enough...
You don't look too angry, bruh.
...enough word. But we must remain peaceful. Second, you are not powerless. You are not helpless, and you are certainly not alone. All across Minnesota, people are learning about opportunities, not just to resist, but to help people who are in danger. Thousands upon thousands of our fellow Minnesotans are going to be relying on mutual aid in the days and weeks to come, and they need our support. Tonight, I want to share another way you can help. Witness. Help us establish a record of exactly what's happening in our communities. You have an absolute right to peace.
witness. Bro wants you to film yourself getting your ass beat and hope that one day someone is gonna get tried for it.
Fully film ICE agents as they conduct these activities. So carry your phone with you at all times. And if you see these ICE agents in your neighborhood, take out that phone and hit record. Help us create a database of the atrocities against Minnesotans.
And hope not to get shot in the fucking face.
Not just to establish a record for posterity, but to bank evidence for future prosecution. The third thing I want to say to you tonight is, we will not have to live like this forever. Accountability is coming at the voting booth and in court. We will reclaim our communities from Donald Trump. We will reestablish a sense of safety for our neighbors. And
I don't understand how this is making anyone feel better.
we will bring it.
If you just really just think about it and realize that, like, word soup right now. Like, if I'm a protester that's laying my fucking body on the line, this is like the complete opposite of what I want to hear. What are the comments? Where is the Minnesota Guard? Rooster's coming home to roost. Impeachment is drafted. Probably indictments after that. Where's the money? You are the governor. Wait through 10 months of this, and these gangsters, of course, will risk a fair election in prison. Are you serious? And your cops watch crimes, buy them, and do zip? How many cops even support this? The answer is troublesome, to say the least. This will lead you to a power keg. We pretend like it will get better. This is the moment we have been schemed for years. There are fanatics who are not going to stop, and you know it. Is there responsible leadership at this moment of crisis? Please. By not calling in the National Guard, he's putting people at risk and fostering a potential insurgency. This is capitulation. Citizens cannot wait until next November. What a spineless person of a governor. A man that resigns and still fuels controversy with zero accountability. What a nothing burger, bro. Bro won't even use the National Guard to protect the community. He said, GG, you're on your own. You don't expect help from the state government when ICE is beating you in the streets. We need the Black Panthers and local organizers back so bad, bro. Bro out here giving statements with his eyes watering and shit. Out here looking like a sad puppy at the pound when he could easily be causing the motherfucking National Guard to pull up and cause some shit to actually be going on. Even if it causes a constitutional crisis, the least you could be doing is something. Not just out here, like, everyone in the comments is literally saying the same thing as me. This shit is fucking pathetic. This shit is sad. And he's not the only person saying it. We got to look at the mayor. Let's see what Jay Fry got to say. Apparently in new news, someone else got shot. No surprise there. And obviously, because TIm Walz is refusing to cause the National Guard to actually pull up and do something about this situation, people are going to get shot. People are going to get their ass beat. People are going to get pepper sprayed. People are going to get the full force of American police brutality. Meanwhile, while Trump is saying, like, oh, the protesters in Iran are getting killed. Dude, we got people in your state out here getting fucking shot. And it's all good. It's all gravy and shit like that, man. But, like, this shit is crazy, bruh. Capitulation. They rolling over like a little fucking dog. Like, they don't even want any conflict at all when Republicans want all the smoke and more. They're talking about don't play for the bait. Bro, fuck the bait. Where is the people like the Black Panthers? Where are the people that are the armed people that are going to be standing by watching this? Because obviously the state is not on your side. They do not give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. This is just an inconvenience. They got some strongly worded messages. Jake Fry, you know, the mayor who said, get the fuck out. That's all he said. Instead of actually getting the police force to actually protect the people, let's see what he got to say. Yeah, so keep in mind, this is right after somebody got shot in the fucking leg. Someone else got shot. So people are just going around getting shot. Protesters out here getting shot. Man, how long do you think that this is going to keep going on? before some crazy shit goes on. Like, if y'all don't actually use the police, if y'all don't use the National Guard to protect your citizens, don't you think that someone is eventually gonna get tired of getting their ass beat by some fucking rent-a-cop and they're gonna start shooting back? I'm not like advocating for violence or nothing like that, but that does seem like the logical conclusion in this situation.
My name is Brian O'Hara, Brian O'Hara. I am the Minneapolis Police Chief.
Okay.
At 6:51 p.m., Minneapolis police received a 911 call reporting a shooting on the 600 block of 24 Avenue North. Preliminary information indicates that there was a struggle with a federal agent in front of the resident. During the struggle, the federal agent discharged his weapon, striking one adult male.
No surprise there.
The adult male then retreated inside of the residence, where he remained inside and refused to come out. Eventually,
Dude, I swear, Minneapolis is becoming like the police brutality capital of the fucking U.S., bro.
agents made entry into the residence, and the individual was brought to an ambulance where he has been transported to the hospital. Minneapolis police have secured the crime scene around the location, and the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, as well as the FBI, are on the scene processing the evidence. There's a crowd gathered in the area, and we have called for mutual aid from the Minnesota State Patrol and Hennepin County Sheriff. The crowd is engaging in unlawful acts. They have thrown fireworks at police officers, and at multiple times, gas has been deployed.
Bruh, they're talking about the crowd doing unlawful acts when ICE is literally shooting people in the fucking face.
Police are attempting to disperse this unlawful assembly at this time. I urge anyone that is at the scene to leave immediately. This is already a very tense situation, and we do not need this to escalate any further. I have faith that the investigators that are involved will follow every lead in this case and ensure it is
same time, we are.
Let's see. The mayor has some pretty strong words. Keep in mind that he was just elected, and this is a couple days after getting elected, and bro is about to be very disappointed.
It is completed to its logical conclusion.
There's still a lot that we don't know at this time, but what I can tell you for certain is that this is not sustainable. This is an impossible situation that our city is presently being put in. And at the same time, we are trying to find a way forward.
This dude does not look like he gives a fuck. So the way forward is to send the National Guard, bro. Not have TIm Walz crying on TV and shit like that.
To keep people safe, to protect our neighbors, to maintain order. And we're in a position right now where we have residents that are asking the very limited number of police officers that we have to fight ICE agents on the street.
That nigga got surprised as fuck when he said that. I mean, shouldn't they be doing that? These dudes are like literally breaking all types of laws and are literal Proud Boys. And this dude looks like he does not want to be fighting no type of ICE agent.
Stand by their neighbors. We cannot be at a place right now in America where we have two governmental entities that are literally fighting one another. Why?
So then what should we be doing?
Why are we put in this position? We're put in this position because we have approximately 600 police officers in Minneapolis, far fewer that are able to work at any given time. And there are approximately 3,000 ICE agents in the area. 3,000. The 600 police officers that we have are charged on any given day with investigating crime, stopping homicides from taking place, preventing carjackings. That's the work of a police officer in a city. Meanwhile, we have ICE agents throughout creating chaos. This is not the path that we should be on right now in America.
No fucking shit.
Thankfully, there's another path. And I want to talk to everybody who's out there, even people who aren't living in Minneapolis right now. Maybe you just put your kids to bed. Maybe you're cleaning up the dishes. I'm sure you love your family. There's no doubt in my mind that you love your town. Imagine if that city or that town was suddenly invaded by thousands of federal agents that do not share the values that you hold dear. Imagine if your daily routines were disrupted. The local...
You don't think people would be pissed off in the streets fucking protesting like they are now? Like, bruh, this is not the type of speech that I want to hear, like, at all. This is like the least confidence building speech that I have ever heard. Bruh looks like he's giving up. He's about to tell y'all asses to go the fuck home.
Little cafe that you eat at was shut down because they're scared that their own family might get torn apart. Imagine if schools shut down and suddenly parents got to figure out what to do for daycare. This is not creating safety. It's certainly not creating safety when a huge percentage of the shootings that have taken place so far this year in Minneapolis have been by ICE. So let's be very clear. I've seen conduct from ICE that is disgusting and is intolerable. If it were your city, it would be unacceptable there too. And for anyone that is taking the bait tonight, stop. That is not helpful. Go home.
Go home. Go home. Get your ass beating in. Bend over. Get that boot straight up your anal cavity by the motherfucking federal government. Your goddamn tax dollars well spent to get that fucking size 9 boot straight up your asshole and then go the fuck home with all those bumps and bruises and act like that shit didn't happen. These niggas really want you to protest but get your ass beat, shot with 40mm rounds and sprayed with tear gas and then go home like it's all good. And that's it. They don't give a fuck. They have no spine. This shit is sad. Like, where are the leaders that are actually as militant, coming with the same energy as these motherfuckers, bro? Because these politicians, these Democrats, these milquetoast motherfuckers are so afraid of confrontation when the Republicans on the other side literally don't give a fuck if we're getting in a civil war. They're literally having Nazi chants saying where they're gonna take the country back. And y'all out here telling people to go home. Like, watch where this escalates. I just went through the YouTube comments before and they were saying the same exact thing. Where do you think the logical conclusion of this is going to be, bruh?
We cannot counter Donald Trump's chaos with our own brand of chaos. And I have seen thousands of people throughout our city peacefully protesting. For those that have peacefully protested, I applaud you. For those that are taking the bait, you are not helping, and you are not helping the undocumented immigrants in our
So they want you to peacefully get your ass beat.
City. You are not helping the people that call this place home. ICE can leave, and this massive deployment can come to an end. We have filed litigation to hopefully make it so, and at the same time,
Hopefully. Bruh, these niggas have no plans. I can't even fucking, like, fathom how any of the people that are actually on the ground in Minnesota might feel right now, where these people are telling you to just sit and get your ass beat, and it's all good, bruh. Like, y'all don't find that a little bit crazy? If this was the other way around, these Republicans, they'd be telling people to arm up and kill these fucking ICE agents. Did you not see January 6th, bro? They were beating the shit out of cops. You gotta be responding with the same energy, bro. This shit is some cuck shit. I'm just gonna say it, man. Like, bro, man, so let me get this straight. So, TIm Walz, you gonna be borderline in tears sitting here talking about how, like, Minnesotans gotta go and fight and lay their lives on the line. Like, where the fuck are you? You might as well be doing something instead of sitting with your fucking fancy ass mansion and shit and letting people call you the R word and shit all day driving by. But all I gotta say is, bruh, there's literal Christian nationalist podcast hosts calling for your hanging.
We've got a country to save. No more playing games. No, arrest TIm Walz, bring him to DC, try him, and hang him. Honor Christ. save the country. This is what we got to do.
And you're sitting here telling people to just sit and wait for the ballot box or some shit, bruh. Like, they literally talking about hanging your ass. And you're out here saying like, oh, we gotta take the higher ground. Y'all better get out there and get your asses beat. And we gonna be watching from the safety of our own homes. Man, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, man. What the fuck? This sad ass administration of Democrats, bruh. Y'all niggas make me fucking sick. This shit is crazy, bruh. This shit is completely insane. Y'all do not see how stupid this really is, because they could easily be calling the National Guard or at least instructing police to help the protesters.